Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Stephen here after a sensational 3-2 victory against RB Leipzig and the wife Nicola being a superstar and bringing me a cup of tea. I know what I say, by the way. I think you are right. Okay. That was about something else. Uh, yeah, basically, sorry, I got very distracted there because I got a cup of tea. I was going and was having a chat about the wife something foreign. Cup of tea after City 3-2. It was really good. I see you muted because I don't want to be too loud because the little guy's in bed. It was good fun, wasn't it? It was good. It was really nice to watch a 3-2 victory against a very good side after a terrible first half. I cannot deny the first half. It was bad. It was bad stuff. This, of course, is the Fan View Live. You don't know what that is. It's a good chance to chat to you guys. I'm going to sort of get Kevil on screen very shortly. I just need to do a little bit of editing and kind of get him lined up and all that kind of stuff before I do that. But this is your chance to have a chat to me if you want to. Patreon.com/Steam Company, or if you want to become a member, it's the best way to do it. You get a little shiny badge and your name's all lit up and I read your comments out and all that kind of stuff. Click the pinned comment right now and join, become a member, and have a chat to me about Manchester City Football Club. That game, the weather if you want to, whatever you want to. I don't just come and chat shit, anything. I don't mind. Get whatever's on your chest off your chest with Stephen here. Obviously about Man City would be useful, but I don't care, man. If you want to come and have a chat with me, come and do it. I do leave it to members, patrons. It's my way of saying thank you to them for supporting the channel a little bit more. It is absolutely appreciated. So I'm going to jump over to Kevil, who's waiting patiently. He won't be lined up very well because I can't edit it properly, but I'll go to Kevil right now. Kevil, my man, how you doing? You good?
Good, man. I'm very happy right now. We won the game. Just amazing display. Got some of our favorite players to score a goal, so couldn't be happier.
If you, to be honest, I was thinking about that. If I was to choose three players to score a goal in terms of vibes, Alvarez, Haaland, Foden is pretty much always up there. There's something about that
Yeah.
those combination of plays that just sort of hits really nicely, doesn't it?
Yep.
So what? Go. So obviously, chaotic game. What
hmm
was? How do you feel about the narrative and the journey of that game? Because it was a lot, wasn't it?
Yeah, I thought first half I was a little bit frustrated, but it wasn't too bad
Yeah.
because we were still creating chances. It wasn't like, Rico had a big chance. I think Haaland had a good chance as well.
Yeah.
His first touch let them down and the ball went away. A couple of other chances like that. So I feel like we were in the game, and then obviously defensive errors. It was just 1v1 mistakes, preventable mistakes. So obviously we could have done better there. But overall, the first half it wasn't as bad as we thought.
Yeah, I didn't think it was a disaster. I think my view on during the watch on was like 6 out of 10 going forward. Created a couple of chances, but probably about 3 out of 10 defensively because we had made some big mistakes.
Right.
But overall, it was just like poor. I think it was a disaster. I don't
Yeah.
think it was terrific. We've seen worse. Like I remember Everton 4-0 down or whatever at one point. We've definitely seen
Oh.
worse than that. But it wasn't good. It wasn't good. I think Phil came out and was very, very critical of it. I think he said it was one of the worst he's seen us. I
Right.
think I'd probably say this season it definitely was. But of course, the second half, and I was quite calm at half time. I don't know how you felt personally, but like I just, yeah, I don't know. I was thought they will be better. You just this City side are always pretty much better in the second half. The odd occasion, but we rarely have two bad halves in a row, do we? That's the thing. And
Right.
what was your mood at half time? Were you pretty relaxed in terms of that we turn it around?
I was a little relaxed. I got a little bit scared when Rodri had the knee thing a little bit right before halftime. I
Yeah.
thought, yeah, maybe we should have started Calvin Phillips. Rodri had an injury with Spain a little bit over the international break. Came in, played Liverpool Saturday 12:30 for you guys.
Yeah.
It's just I thought Calvin Phillips should have started this game, but it's just a lost cause, that one.
Yeah, I think
Unfortunately, but
ain't gonna
I feel
happen.
like, yeah, a halftime pretty calm, and then obviously when we uh, saw the first 5 minutes, you're like, yeah, they need to be changed.
Yeah.
Grealish, again, it's just unfortunate he never really got a chance, and every time when he received the ball, he was looking away from the goal, so it's just nothing much he can do, and then who was the Carl? Yes, just right wing, weird position. Didn't really affect much. He was just sitting out there like ball boy basically. we didn't even get the ball out to him because Rodri was passing poorly in the first half. So it's just Kyle was just standing there doing nothing, and then we got countered because we don't have pace in the back. So
Yeah,
it's just weird
yeah, absolutely.
position.
It's one of those things where I don't think Kyle's currently suited to that role. I was actually just tweeting before going on about Frimpong. I'd love him there, and someone said, "Well, you can't defend as
Right.
well." But look, I think if Frimpong was someone like him was in the team, he'd just play high, wide, and right, and then we did have his pace to occasionally held back because he's lightning quick, Frimpong. But you'd just sort of have
Mhm.
the back three being, Stones, Diaz, or Akanji. Right? You wouldn't bother with
Right.
Kyle. You'd just switch, wouldn't it? It'd be a back three in a different way, if that makes sense, a different shape. And I think Kyle is not. He doesn't seem suited for that role. He seems good as a right back defensive, but for the whole stretching the pitch thing, he doesn't really offer much. But thankfully, we sort of shifted a little bit, and I think the biggest change for me probably was, obviously it was basically Rico going alongside it,
Right.
because it can basically when Diaz went off. And obviously Kyle as well. But basically, Rico started playing sort of as the
Right.
midfield next to
Yeah.
Rodri, didn't he? And we had so much more
Yeah.
control with Akanji as the right centre back instead. And it just seemed to work a lot better, didn't it? Because Walker went off and we had more of the ball then. Because obviously, I think Akanji's better on the ball as well than Walker as well for what it's worth, even from a right back. So it
Hmm.
it sort of changed the game a little bit. But we can't underestimate Phil Foden, can we? The impact he had.
Right.
What about Phil? Were
Yeah.
you impressed with Foden second half?
It's just amazing. Like the touch. Um, it's what I've been asking. Like I was really disappointed with him after the Liverpool game, but it's just I just personally don't see him excelling to the greatest level on the right wing because it's just he's not a Mahrez or a like a winger that cuts in on his foot. If you see a lot of his goals are usually just pure striking the ball, it just goes straight in. I can remember the
Yeah, yeah,
Dortmund goal. I know he scored from the right wing, but it's just a straight shot. It's not like a curler or it's not a lot of
yeah.
technique. It's just a straight knuckleball kind of like. So I feel like it's just centrally on the left side, and the crossing he can deliver such amazing crossing on the left with his left foot. It's just I feel like so him being central in that 8-10 role. It just obviously once Haaland is there, he'll attract three defenders, so
Yeah.
Foden will be free. So it's just amazing, man.
I really enjoyed. I actually quite enjoyed.
I get
Haaland was really up for that. Actually,
got
like,
yeah,
Haaland's. Yeah, lovely. I love Phil Foden, man. What a kid.
yeah,
But I feel like Haaland was sort of up for that in the second half. Like he got the goal. It's a really nice finish, by the way. That like, I
yeah,
know we've sort of normalised it, but it was a brilliant finish. Actually, it reminded me of one of the goals he scored for a hat trick against Palace. I think was it last season where he brushed off someone like Joe Anderson or something like that.
yeah.
Yeah, where it was
Cup
just
Brighton as well. He did that. It
yeah,
was
just
like
beautiful.
tackled the defender. Yeah,
Yeah, lovely, just straight instinctive finish. Lovely goal, and he was pressing really aggressively as well. I think he got a little bit between his teeth a little bit, and he was really up for it. And of course, once again, we can't ignore the A team going off the bench, Doku and Alvarez. Like they are
right.
absolutely starters now. We know that anyway. But look, again, they make things happen, and they've almost certainly played their way into the team for the weekend.
Mhm.
I can presume you feel the same. Are they going to start the weekend?
Yeah, I think we should always start Alvarez right now with Kevin out. We need Kevin back like tremendously. Uh, John maybe could get a couple minutes, but I'd see Doku on the left, Foden on the right. Spurs are currently struggling. They just lost another midfielder in injury. Their center backs are out. I don't know if both of them are out, but Ugodi had a double yellow, so I don't know if he's
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
But Romero and
A
the
lot of
other
players on
Van,
it.
yeah, a lot of players out.
No
Madison
Madison,
out.
yeah, it's huge.
So Richarlison out too as well. So it's just the Spurs have. I feel like this is a big. If we can perform well, this is a big game for us where we can easily score 4 or 5 goals if we turn up. So
Someone
yeah,
said in the chat, by the way, Asmodee said John Stones coming back will help Walker. I wonder because Walker will become more of a defensive right back again. I wonder if he will do that, by the way, because obviously if Stones comes back, we play slightly different way, then don't we? Like
mhm,
Stones will be the inverted one. Does that mean then we play?
right.
Does Stones because I know we know how much Pep loves Akanji. He had made a mistake today, but Pep loves him. If Stones comes back into the team, So you got Stones and look, Diaz will get his team place back in the team. Well, even if it's not, it's going to be one of Vardiol. It's going to be two
Mhm.
of Vardiol, Diaz, and Ake along to the left of Stones. Who plays the nominal right back then? Do you think Kyle Walker gets or do you think Kanji sits on the bench?
Um,
Because if Stones goes to midfield, who do you think he wants right centre back? Do you think he wants Walker there or because like basically you can't have that Walker really far up the pitch thing. Oh, can you? I
right.
don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I personally wouldn't have Walker that far up the pitch, but I'll start him and maybe Phil usually plays on the right wing, but we can play Doku on the right and Phil on the left, kind of stretch the pitch like we did with Sane and Sterling back in the day, and just let Kovacic and Bernardo in the middle, just at number 8 positions, just let them run free, and we also got Alvarez also in the middle in the 10th position that can also just attract defenders, and then once Rodri gets the ball, he can ping it to Foden, Doku, one of those two, and even over the top to Haaland maybe. So it's
Yeah.
just I feel like there's a system that can be developed, but we need all our injuries to be back. Kovacic was injured, Nunes was injured.
Yeah, I feel like Kovacic
So
should be playing quite a bit more still if he wasn't injured because I think like there was something there at the start of the season. His form dipped a little bit, but there was some very promising signs early on, particularly against Newcastle where he was absolutely class. And
right,
I feel like there will be something in that. Like I don't. It's going to be interesting to be honest. How we set up when certain plays about because I think there's a variety of different ways, and we'll have to see. How are you feeling about the defence? Because there's been a few mistakes recently. Obviously, I thought we were going against Liverpool, but
right.
are you concerned about Diaz at all, or what's your view on this season? Where do you stand on the Diaz
Um,
situation?
I feel like everyone has slightly dipped down a little bit. At the start of the season, first couple of 5 or 6 games we were rocking, and then just injuries and fixture congestion. There's just we also had a period where we had 5 or 6 away games with a couple of Champions League where people are just flying. So
Yeah,
right around there, like that Arsenal game, that was I think one of our worst performances,
yeah,
Arsenal, because we just didn't do anything. We were just running around for 90 minutes, and we could have killed Arsenal if we
yeah,
were on top that day. So it's just I feel like defensively, Diaz is he's struggling a little bit, but we know his quality once he gets back to his form.
yeah,
Maybe in December we go to Saudi, just re-energize a little bit during the Club World Cup, and just win a trophy, feel that
yeah,
that winning mentality again. Just hopefully, and then Kevin comes back. John, hopefully John as well. He stays fit after a couple of weeks. So once everyone like our big players come back in and they feel energized again, it's just gonna be simple.
yeah. I
But
do think we've got another level to go, and we always say that, but I just can't really see how there won't be. Because I think fundamentally, players get better under Pep in terms of like they understand the system more. Some better players might come back, and then we're already very well. We're 1 point off top of the league.
right,
We've won 5 out of 5 in Champions League. If we can get a bit better again, it bodes really well, doesn't it? It's a very simple way of looking
yeah,
at it, but because we're already doing pretty well already without,
yeah, a little bit underwhelming because we dropped points against Liverpool and Chelsea. I think those were unfairly dropped. Like we shouldn't have dropped those points. And even against Arsenal and Newcastle, we struggled to play well. So it's just against big teams this season we have struggled. So
it's control, isn't
hopefully,
it? I think it's lack of control because we haven't got the full system there. I think it's that entirely because like big games, it was people like Gundogan and Stones and De Bruyne, like just players who've just
right.
been there and done that. I think we've been missing them.
Yeah,
But
back in the day, we used to struggle against lower teams like Palace or Wolves or one of those. Just Brentford last season.
yeah,
It's just like this season we're struggling against big teams, which hopefully gets sorted out soon. And even the fans today, I saw a couple of tweets from a supporters account. It's just stadium is a little bit shaky right now. It's just not
I mean, that game there wouldn't have been much in that game, but you've definitely got a
right.
point there.
I feel
Kevin,
like it's just tourist, but
yeah,
hopefully
it's just one of those games where it's a bit of a dead rubber. And to be
the
honest,
Spurs game.
they're selling a lot of tickets at the moment, and I don't mind people going to games. Obviously, people want to go to games. It's not the fans' fault, but
Right,
if you resell tickets to people who are there just for the show as opposed to actually support a team, ultimately
right.
it's going to affect the atmosphere at some point, which is something that you have to deal with. And I understand. I don't blame
Right.
the fans who buy the tickets. and I don't think they should be shut off. But it is going to create an issue where the atmosphere won't be what it will be. And I don't think that'll be the case with the very, very big games, but it was the case for Liverpool, which is a bit concerning because they sold too many online. But anyway, Kevin, I'm going to have to Louie if that's all right, mate. It's been a pleasure
You
chatting
too, man.
to you, as
Have,
always.
have a great one.
You are a superstar. I'm going to go straight to Louie if you're ready, mate. 1 second. Hello, my friend. How are you?
Hello, mate. Yeah, okay. How about you?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm good. I think I needed that actually. It felt like a palate cleanser for me. You know, like sometimes you need a bit of spice in football. And I think I needed a wild night of Manchester City Football Club, and I think that's what we got.
Yeah,
It
it was
was
kind of weird for me that it was kind of weird for me though. So, it's kind of weird for me though because I was really like I was zen before the game. I was like, normally in a Champions League game, I'm like, yeah, we're gonna win this like easily, and then it was just like before the game, I was like, whatever happens, happens, and then it's just like chaos. Like pure chaos. And yeah, what can you do?
we can turn it around and win. That's the thing is like I do think when you have a game like that, I think I'd be interested to see what Pep says actually. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna quick
Oh,
check.
he's no, he said like I've seen some of them. He's like I'm paraphrasing. He said we're lucky today. It was a bit like Chelsea in a way, and like
Yeah,
generally
I've got the
really
quotes now.
lucky.
So he said, Leipzig for the last 5 or 6 years have always the team that qualifies. Chelsea game like today, we conceded too much offensively. You had to win the duels and win the
Yeah.
actions. There was a bit, by the way, like I saw the replay. So when Diaz missed the challenge, Pep wouldn't like that. He was fuming, and that's probably why he came off because it was right in front of him, right next to him, and
I
he wasn't happy
I had
about
I had this.
the mistake.
I was like, it's for the second Pendago, isn't it?
Yeah, because Pep
Yeah,
was right next to Pep.
I thought like, yeah, Gavardio came over really brilliantly. Like, credit to Diaz, despite him knowing he's not going to get back, he tracked back as much as he could.
Yeah,
And Gavardio, he did the right thing. He went over. The one thing was, I think he was just going a bit too quickly towards Openda so that Openda could come back inside, and Gavardio couldn't shift his feet
yeah.
to like stop and go come on, which way are you going to go? I'm going to just block you. Because I think
Yeah.
if Openda was there last season, I think Gavardio would have known what he would have done. But because Gavardio left this summer and Openda joined this summer, it's Gavardio didn't know what to do because they didn't play in the same team.
It's hard
And
to
I think
stop that.
that's
To
why
be
Pep.
honest, it's hard to stop. You're a tricky player. We've got a bit of pace. It's hard to stop that because like he's running out with pace. And
Oh,
he
he's
can go,
definitely.
yeah, it's just hard, isn't it?
Oh, Openda's definitely a good player. I
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised if, come the summer, he's I don't know, maybe a like an Aston Villa or
So
a
we'll go
good
for him.
team in Europe.
He's on loan.
Yeah,
Is he
definitely.
on loan from PSG? I think he is.
No,
Isn't he?
he's no. That's Xavi Simons. That's
Is
the one from PSG.
Oh, is it? I thought he thought
Yeah,
it was him.
Openda came. Yeah, Openda was it Lons? I can't remember, but he definitely did really well last season. He went to Leipzig.
Oh yeah, you're right. Lons. Oh, so Jerry Simmons is the loanee from PSG. Oh,
Yeah,
he's so
from
good.
PSG.
What a player! They got a good player there, haven't they? Annoyingly.
Yeah.
But no, I thought he was good, and also Pep said as well. He said I'm pretty sure today we needed to win to qualify. We wouldn't have played like that. I think he's right. I think that's probably true. He said today we were lucky, but I do think that's right. And he also said at the very end, which was important, but it said I'm satisfied with the reaction. The team runs, fights, and had spirit. And I think, I think he'll be happy to see that. I mean, is that do you? I'm personally really happy with that. Like with the reaction. Was the reaction enough for you to be not concerned, or were you still concerned?
I think tonight was the final game to do the White Wing Walker tactic because it does not work, especially with a Kanji. Like when it's a Kanji, and I've noticed this recently, and I don't think many people have actually talked about it, but he's played Diaz at right centre back, and it's whoever goes into midfield, it's either Akanji or Stones. They're at left centre back, and it's just little details like that. I noticed them. I don't know why, and he's done it. And tonight he played Diaz at left centre back and Akanji at right centre back, and Walker goes right wing. So I think it's he. I don't know why it is he does that, but sometimes, yeah, I just don't get it though with Walker because he's far better being recovering backwards because if he's if he does the role that he's meant to do, like which I think he should be doing, is tracking like covering. Because if he's there at the back, a Panda's not going past him.
Yeah.
Walker just be like, "Are you kidding me? You're not getting past me, mate."
He's not like I think it was a coincidence. Wasn't second half was much better when Kanji was playing right centre back, was playing more of a defender. Rico was a midfielder. It seemed to work a lot better. And Bernardo was just playing purely outright. And like Bernardo, Kyle, I love him, but he just offers very little going forward. Occasionally, by law of averages,
I think it's.
he'll
I think
get
it's
something
that.
right every now and then. But it's still so rare, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's that, but also it's Diaz. It's I don't know what it is. Obviously, he had like his girlfriend had that horrific incident before the Chelsea game, and I hope both of them are doing okay with that. It's just I don't know what's going on with Diaz at the moment, but he might need a bit of a breather just to be
I
like
don't think it's
settled down.
deep. I think it's probably just that, man. I think it is just like he's just happens, doesn't it? It just happens sometimes. I think he's just having a bad bit of form.
I think it's to do with his with all that as well, because imagine having something like that and it's just like constantly thinking, what if it happens again? What if that happens to my missus again? It's just I can't imagine.
Yeah.
I can't imagine how much that gets to your head.
I think the problem with form is sometimes though, once you have a bad game, you can get in your head a little bit, and you sort of need to have the reason like players don't always stay in bad form is simply because you just. It's just time. Time pretty much solves everything. I know it sounds really simple, but like all it takes is one day is a good training session, or you can just have a good day, and all of a sudden you just forget about your lack of confidence. And like it just happens. Like we all know what it's like. We're feeling pretty good or whatever, and then we have a bad day, and then you get caught in a bit of a funk or whatever. And it's just things change. Like it's the same with any job or any walk of life. You can have spells when things go up and down and so on. And I think Diaz right now is not in his best form, but Diaz has achieved an awful lot in the past 3-4 years, And I think the standards are so high that naturally there'll be a little bit of a crash every now and then. And I think he's probably aware of that. And when you're tired, you make his mistakes have come from bad decision making, and they come from him making bad calls, and usually he makes the right calls. But the problem is these mistakes are so split second, like they happen so quickly in the space of 1 or 2 seconds, that it's the difference between a great defender and a bad defender. We know he's a great defender, but if you have a thing where you're just making the wrong calls, you have those days where you just get everything wrong, like you just indicate wrong when you're driving, or you drop the fucking knife with butter on, and you do that, you're like, oh, what am I doing today? And it happens, and we all have those days where you just and I had it recently where I pulled out the lights when I was driving. I did that thing where you put the fork, you put the yogurt pot in the sink and the fork in the bin, and you're like, what? And you just you're paying attention, but it happens, doesn't it, to all of us? And I think but the problem is then you're on
that daily.
Go on.
No, that daily routine. You go through the same things every single day, but something else just changes something slightly. Like you do the dishwasher, and you go to do the sink, and it's just like you look on the side, and it's just like I need to do this now. I need to.
And it's just it's human nature. And then once then as a footballer, you're under such intense scrutiny, and then you have a bad game, and then you realise everyone's talking about you on social media or whatever, and then you read it, and then you go, you make another mistake, and you're like. And then you're thinking, don't make a mistake, don't make a mistake. And eventually, you just have a good game, and you forget about it. You know what I mean? It's just, and all of a sudden, you're okay again, and your form changes. But he's only 26 years old, Diaz. It's not old for a centre-back, He will be fine. And I think it doesn't matter if he plays badly, because we got Ake, and Ake was great, and Stones will be back soon.
Baby.
Exactly, mate. Ake, what? We've got players to step in, so I'm not too worried, Louie. I'm not too worried at all. So next game, of course, absolute dead rubber in the Champions League. I presume you just want to see Oscar Bob and everyone else, don't you? You want to see a lot of changes for the next Champions League game.
Yeah, definitely. But I'm still hoping it's not. I'm hoping it won't be like Shakhtar in 2017, where we had the chance of winning all 6 games that season. I really want Pep to do a bit of a half and half. I can't believe I'm actually saying it.
We haven't got enough players to not do a slightly strong team. You know what I mean? We haven't got loads of few players, have we? So I think it'll be reasonably strong.
Yeah, it'll depend on injuries as well. What will happen at that point? Even though it's 2 weeks' time, and it will just be will it be a week or 10 days before we go to Saudi for the
I
Club
can't
World
remember the
Cup?
exact date. It will be. It's 2 weeks from now. So
Well,
so it's,
we
oh,
have It's like the game against Brentford. That's the game that I think it's after the Champions League game against
yeah,
yeah, it's after that game we go out to Saudi to play because we missed the
yeah.
Brentford game. Because I remember it'll be the Palace game or whatever it is on the 16th. But yeah, I'm just hoping I've always I don't know why I've always wanted City to win all 6 games in the group stage.
Oh, there's a good chance we could do it. Red Star away, but they're out. I don't think they'll care about it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it will be changed. It'll be people like Nunes will play and Oscar Bob and Rico Lewis will play, but then it's going to still be Ake and whatever because we don't have enough players. We haven't got 4 EDS defenders to play. They just don't exist. Like they're playing their own games. We haven't got anyone with experience, so it's going to be a pretty strong side.
It's actually funny though because tonight a former academy player scored had a I didn't watch the whole game but it was on the goal show. I can't remember his name. It's Mittens, the former academy player
Oh
at
yeah,
Dortmund now.
Bino
Yeah,
Gittins, yeah, Jamie Bino Gittins.
yeah.
Winger.
He was a baller tonight for Dortmund
Yeah,
against
good
Milan.
player. Another one.
Yeah. So
Well, Louie, I'm going to get on to John if that's all right, man. It's been a pleasure chatting to you as always. Good night, my friend. Absolute legend. Good night, Louie. What a top bloke. There's 2 of me on screen right now. If you're ready, John, I'm going to jump over to you. Fingers crossed you are there. Hello.
Hey, what's going on?
How you doing, man? You good?
I'm good. Yeah, sorry I can't be on camera. I'm driving at the moment.
No. Look, be safe as well, man. Whereabouts you driving to?
So I work in Washington D.C. and I'm driving out to the burbs.
The burbs. What is it?
Yeah.
You visiting someone or are you going home or something like that?
Oh yeah, just home. Sorry.
No,
that's
all good, man. We don't call it the suburbs in England, so definitely that's I don't know what.
What do you refer? I learned so much from you.
No, we do, but we do, but don't. You know what I mean? It's called that, but we don't really have a word for going out of the city. We just have a word going for town in, but we don't really say we're going. We just say we're going home.
I mean,
I can't explain it.
Commuting, yeah.
I can't explain it. No one calls it the suburbs because no one really talks about the suburbs. It's hard to explain that. But I think any of the English people in the chat will know what I mean. It's one of those things where it is that, but no one ever says that because if we just don't.
Yeah, fair enough.
No,
I would have said the town I'm going to, but it's it's random town, so it doesn't really not relevant.
Yeah, I think you've probably got more defined suburbs than we've got anyway as well, to be fair. I think that's what everyone does. Everyone just says we're going to this town or whatever. Yeah, so anyway, it's good to chat to you, man. Did you enjoy the game tonight? What was your overarching view on the game of football?
Well, yeah, I think it sounds like everyone's on the same page that the first half was absolute shit. I was, like I said, I was at work, so I didn't get to watch the full thing, but it seemed like classic old what we'd seen in the Champions League that had caused us troubles before. Just we're not doing anything in the attack, and then they get us on the break, and it was interesting to see that because I think that'll be good for Pep because it's a problem we haven't faced in a while. Maybe he's neglected to address it with the guys, and I think it'll be helpful in the long run to have the kind of game we had against Leipzig tonight.
Yeah.
And then the second half, I mean, everyone just they lit it up once things got going. Phil was freaking phenomenal. That was that turn he did for the goal. It brought back from the Champions League final that turn he did.
Yeah. It's a very Phil turn,
where he didn't get the finish against another.
He does that a lot. He does that a lot. It's very unique. It's almost like, when you talk about, if you can imagine him sort of how all features and removed, so he was like an avatar of a player. If you'd watch that motion, you'd know out of all the players in the world, that's Phil Foden. Does that make any sense?
Oh,
you
absolutely.
You could see, if you just saw his silhouette, that's the word I was looking for. If you just see the silhouette of the player, you'd know that would be Phil Foden because there's a real wonderful locomotion he's got when he's moving. And the way he takes the ball and moves, it's just very Phil Foden, and I think that's why I love watching Phil Foden because he's such an aesthetically pleasing footballer, isn't he? And then when he adds, that assist, the first assist, by the way, that's David Silva against Wigan many years ago. That was Silva to Aguero, but it was Foden to Haaland instead. And of course, the quality of his goal. This is what you want from Phil Foden, essentially, isn't it? You want to see him affect the game like that.
That's exactly what I was thinking when you said if you see the avatar, like you think David Silva, that's the only, well, him and maybe Iniesta are the only two other players I can think of that, I mean, they're not in the game right now, so you wouldn't think, David Silva or Iniesta. It's Phil. So
Yeah.
those are the only other two guys I can think that it's a gliding almost. The movement, it's not taking a step, and I just don't understand how he does it. But it's freaking amazing to watch.
It's wonderful to watch, and I do think there is something in general. Like I think he was poor in the first half. I think everyone was, so that's fine. But when it mattered, he did step up, and I do. What do you feel about Phil Foden in the future? Like fast forward 3-4 years from now, what's Phil Foden doing? Where's he playing? I don't need the exact details of what he's doing. I mean, I don't mean like what's he doing 3 years from now on 28th of November at 11:30 at night. I mean like what's he? Where's he playing for Man City?
Hopefully he's on his way home from another great win in the Champions League 3 years from now at this time. That's a great question. Not the burbs. No, he's in the center of the city. I'm not sure. That's a great question. I mean, I think he really has shown that like centrally he can boss the game. In my opinion, I don't know. I mean, De Bruyne won't be here at that point. I feel like not that he is Kevin De Bruyne, but it's a different type of control that Phil would have in the midfield, and I think that could be what we need. Who am I to decide that? Who am I to think that? But I mean, I just see Phil being the guy. Like he's Mr. Man City to me. So I think at that point it's going to be whatever he wants to do, whatever he's the best at, he'll make it happen. I don't know. That's an interesting question that I've really not thought all that much
I've not really thought about it too much either, but I do think he ends up central. I think there's many bumps in the road on the way to that. But I honestly believe a lot of this is down to confidence with Phil Foden right now. Like when he has the odd game where he doesn't affect it, I think for a long time Phil Foden hasn't always been the main man. He's been sort of a very important squad player. Sounds reductive because it sounds like he's just literally in and out of the team too much. But he's always been a good player, a very important player, but not the David Silva or the Kevin De Bruyne. He's always been like just like a really important player to the team, but not a guaranteed superstar, if that makes sense. And I feel like we're waiting for him to take that leap of the Haaland, of the way that Bernardo is. Where Bernardo, basically, Phil Foden for many years, he has patches where he's a first choice starter, guaranteed, but then patches where like, well, now what position is he? And he changes every now and then. Where it's like you want Phil to be guaranteed name on the like big game coming up. Bernardo's going to start. Rodri's going to start. De Bruyne's going to start with fit. You want that for Phil too, and he's had that every now and then, but it's been fleeting every now and then. And I think his confidence is a little bit not affected or shot, just more. He doesn't. I don't think he realizes yet he is the main guy. I want him to realize Phil because I think he's such a special footballer, and I think we know the things that he can do on the pitch are so unique. When we talked about his gait and the way he holds himself, he's just such a wonderful footballer. He cares, doesn't he? He matters. But away from him, man. Like,
actually, if you don't mind, I do have two things on that. With Phil, I think one of the big things is he doesn't have a price tag that's given him that huge boost in reputation. It's not like, oh, Phil Foden left X club for X amount of money to go to Manchester City. Like Haaland got that. Haaland was going to be a superstar anyway, but other players, I mean, they've had that boost, and Phil hasn't had that.
I know you're getting actually in terms of like there's no like new exciting thing for him really, is there? There's no like he's just there a lot. You know what I mean by that? Like he's just City forever. It's like he's just doing the repetition of his life for like 20. How old is he? 23 for like 15 years now. Like he's been going to the same place, in the same door, training at the same place, wearing the same blue shirt, which is great. But it must be quite not hard, but I can imagine it's a little bit difficult to not just become part of the scenery to an extent. Do you know what I mean by that? Like he must, because it's so familiar for him. Like if you go somewhere, you get that confidence boost, don't you? I'm the main man. Like Doku's come here and I'm the main man. Like, and I think you're right. You know the way we've seen Maddison's gone to Spurs, and he's just like killing it because all of a sudden he's got this like new lease of life a little bit. Like I do feel like it's probably hard for Phil to just get that natural G up, isn't it, himself? Because it's also repetitive in a good way, but it is, isn't it? It's like I got no doubt. For example, if Foden was at a different club now, not that he would be, he'd probably be playing really expressively because he'd be trying to make himself the main man, wouldn't he? That makes sense.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get it. Yeah, it's somehow he's experiencing living his dream, and also it's another day at the office at the same time.
Yeah, that's it.
And
it's a weird feeling, that, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think everyone's kind of had that where you're like, oh, like I'm counting my blessings, but at the same time, like, it's every day is another day. And yeah, sometimes you get stuck in a rut, stuck in a routine. Yeah. But so yeah, you wanted to move on from Phil? Happy to.
I was gonna say, are you how you feeling about Spurs? You confident?
That
Yeah,
I'm
missing
never
a lot of
confident
players,
against
which
Spurs.
is yeah, true.
That's the only reason that I'm confident about it. Look, I mean, if Chelsea can batter them the way they did, granted it took them being down to 9 men, but I mean we have who knows what could happen from our end. I just parked so I can turn my camera on. Hi.
Are you driving, man? You still driving?
Oh no, I just parked.
I was about to say. I was like, yeah, be careful. Good to see you. Good to see your face in the dark there.
Yeah, nice to see you as well.
But yeah, I'm pretty relaxed about Spurs. I don't know why. I feel like I say that until 10 minutes before kickoff, but I don't know. I feel like just tonight probably. I always think a tough game is a good game because I think like you you want people to go into training and be like, right, okay, what happened? And I just think, especially when you've got world class players, because they do react to it better than everyone else because they are the best. It's the reason they win as much as they do because they don't tend to have 2 bad games in a row. And like I thought the reaction from the Chelsea game to Liverpool was really good. I thought we were really good against Liverpool, and I agree with Pep that I thought we were excellent. We just didn't quite get the victory. And I presume the reaction from this to Spurs, I hope, will be good as well. But I'm going to presume you think, there'll be changes, won't there, to this? I mean, Ake, Doku, and Alvarez are almost certainly nailed on, right?
I think so. Ake was amazing, by the way. I wanted to bring him up. That guy, I remember when he first joined, we had that 5-2 loss to Leicester, and I was really wondering what was going to happen with his career, and I'm so glad that it's worked out for him because he's been freaking phenomenal. And he played at center back today, but when he was playing left back last year, I thought it was great. I'm happy with him. I think he's definitely a starter. Doku, I mean, Grealish, I love Jack, but he's not doing it right now. And that's something our build-up play just isn't really right for the way Jack plays in our team right now. And I'm not sure what it is.
Yeah. I feel like we're crying out for Doku more at the moment. It's something to do with the system as well. And I think probably in post Kevin, not post, that sounds a bit depressing, but without Kevin De Bruyne world right now, I think we just need Doku. We need a little bit of chaos, and I think it works. John, thank you so much, man. It's been a pleasure chatting to you, and I'm glad you got home safely. I'm going to get to Marcus
likewise.
before I go to bed, if that's all right. But pleasure chatting
all right,
to you.
Yeah.
I'm in a bit. Bye-bye.
Have a great evening.
You too, mate. Bye-bye. Marcus, are you there? Are you there, man?
Yeah, I'm good.
Hello, my friend. How you doing?
No, I'm good. Very good.
Enjoy that, man? Well, did you enjoy that? Did you hate it?
Yeah.
Somewhere in between? Where are you?
Yeah, it was good. I didn't catch the full first half because I was on the TV. But I saw the notification on the phone. I thought 2-0 down first half.
You didn't miss much, trust me. just imagine not creating much and then 2 bad defensive errors, and that's it basically.
I saw the goals and Diaz looked shoddy for one of them.
Yeah,
but I'm confident in him. This is just a down but it happens to the best. So I'm not.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Like the second half, what changed? What was the catalyst for us?
For me, I'd say the subs, the changes, like Ake, and I swear he's one of my favorite players in this club, man. He's one of my favorite. Yeah,
I love him.
He's one of my favorite. Yeah, Ake coming on, being that calming influence. Who else? Alvarez changing the game instantly.
Yeah. I think
Doku,
Rico going in midfield alongside.
Yeah.
It seemed to work, didn't it? It's one of
The
those things.
the shape just fixed itself. Well, I say fixed itself. Pep fixed it, but
Yeah, it was much more comfortable in the second half, and as I was chatting about with the other lads, I do feel like if you're and we're doing all right now. We're 1 point top of the league and so on. Won all the Champions League games. This is still, and we all know. I think even City, we're not anywhere near our best yet, and that's not because not saying it just because I think we can be better. It's just because I know we will be with De Bruyne and Stones and everything in the team. So I don't know how it's going to look when everyone's back. I have no idea, but. Are you? What's your general confidence level on the whole season right now? Are you? Because not everyone agrees that will get much better, and some people do, some people don't. Where's your head at in terms of the season going forward?
I'm calm. I'm honestly calm. I just take each game as they come.
Yeah.
Whether it's a win, loss, or draw, everything's calm. Like I don't have to worry about the title until March or April, and even now we're still 1 point off top, and we haven't looked that great. So I'm still calm.
It's easy to forget, isn't it? Like we do it every year, and we talk around winter. We're always like, autumn, winter. We're like, we're not doing that. We're doing that great, and blah blah blah. And wonder if this is the year when we're all falling. We're actually doing better than we do most.
We're not playing at our best. I'd say we're going 50 to 75%, and we're still 1 point off top. So I'll take it.
Like it feels like every year we do this. Like I think it's transfer market where you can go on. You look at the table after a certain amount of games, but I think we're actually doing a little bit better than usual at this stage of the season. Which doesn't feel like it because I think it's because you've had some big games that have been unsatisfying. But it's weird because I feel like if we'd got the same amount of points, but we'd had. Imagine if you'd switched some of the victories around. So one was against Liverpool and the draw was against the Leicester team. I think we'd feel more confident. I think it's because. The ones where we drop points have been against like big teams like Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool. I think it feels more negative where if we've drawn against a Leicester team and then won. If that makes sense, I think that's just entirely down to that.
But I don't mind the draws against the big teams because they're very good in their own right as well. So
and especially when we're out with certain players as well. Like, how are you feeling about De Bruyne? Are you confident about him coming back and doing all right, or are you worried about his injuries?
No, hopefully he's back for the Burnley game because I'm going to the stadium then.
Oh, really?
So,
What day is that again? Isn't that is that before or after international break?
Before 31st of Jan.
I think that's where they'll aim for.
Hopefully he's back for then.
Because you've got the international break, haven't we, just then? So I don't think he won't play before that. They'll have another 2 weeks off. Oh, and it was Burnley when he went off against last time, wasn't it? So I think that'd be symbolic as well, actually.
Yeah.
Oh mate, I hope so.
Well, I hope he's back for then. So.
Yeah, I can imagine. They wouldn't start him. He'd come back on. He'd come on for a bit.
I could, even if it's the last 10 minutes, if I see him on the pitch, it'd be worth it. So.
Oh man, he'd be great. Yeah, he'd be class. How are you feeling about Spurs?
It's not looking good for them. I saw a picture of all their players that's injured, and it's pretty much nearly the entire squad. They've been decimated.
They've been gutted, haven't they? Literally gutted.
Yeah, their entire left wing is gone. All of them injured. Their two centre backs. Romero is back, but
better core out now for ages as well, isn't he? I just saw it today.
Yeah.
I feel
but even with all that, I still think that Spurs, knowing them, they'll probably get something against us because that's what they always do.
Yeah, that's the concern, isn't it? Like it is, they are. It is at the Etihad though, which is reassuring a little bit, But I'm looking at it. They're looking at their injuries right now. I can try and look at it, and it is a lot, isn't it?
Yeah.
They have got a hell of a bunch of players out right now. There's still no Madison, which is great for me, of course. And it's still I say great. That sounds really awful. But you know what I'm saying? It's the relief for us because I'm
surprised we didn't go in for Madison in the summer. He's a baller. He's so good.
Well, apparently we were interested in, but we weren't sure if Gundogan was going. Which I hate that. I don't think. Yeah, we should. Have a deadline of all these things, but then he's too good to give a deadline to, isn't he? I don't know. It's annoying, but
that's true.
I think we'll be all right, man. I think we'll be all right. I don't know. I'm pretty confident. I feel like I do feel like this game would have helped focus a little bit, and I think that we know he's going to start, really, don't we? I think Diaz will be on the bench.
Doku will be number one next spot.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would say that the debate is over for now between Doku and Grealish.
Oh, Doku's a starter right now.
Yeah.
He is. I think he needs to be. He creates too
Yeah,
much.
we still need Grealish for the season, but I'd say for right now, Doku number 1.
And I think Pep feels that way as well. Actually, for what it's worth,
Yeah.
like I think well, he started against Liverpool and he was good against Liverpool. Like I'm not saying he was like insane, but he was very good against Liverpool. And to be one of the 5 things Lerner said, I feel like that was I think that was his most impressive performance to me, even though it wasn't the one with the 4 assists or whatever. I think it's because it was the biggest game he played in, and I thought he had a really good game and he created a couple of big chances. And I think he's going to start. He was currently Spurs right back. I forgot who Spurs right back is. Oh, it's Porro, isn't it?
Porro.
Yeah,
Porro.
and
He's on our box, wasn't he?
He's not a good defender though. He's he's in our book. No, we lost him, didn't we? We sold him in the end. But because they bought him and then sold him with the right to buy. But he's great going forward, but defensively a little bit open. So Doku will get him absolutely.
Well enough with the Kyle Walker system that we played, Porro would have fit that perfectly. Yeah, because I don't think if it would have worked with Kyle Walker about 6 years ago, but I'd say he's completely defensive now.
Yeah, he is. Like he's just he's not as good going forward as he used to be. Mate, I'm going to leave it there, that's all, because I'm absolutely knackered. But it's been a pleasure chatting to you, pal.
And you.
It's been wonderful. Catch you in a bit, man. And I'm going to leave it. You're on the video until the end of this video. Actually, I'll just leave it on there. So Marcus is going to just help me see it out. Guys, thanks for watching. Go watch the match reaction, watch the watch along stuff, and all the usual stuff. For now, though, I'm going to leave it there because I'm absolutely exhausted. It's 11:15. City once again putting us through the grinder, but another 3-2 victory. I don't get bored of 3-2s, mate. They're good fun, aren't they? Something about that score just seems
best scoreline ever.
Yeah, we've had a few of them. By the way, like one of my controversial opinions is that the Villa 3-2 might be better than the QPR 3-2 because it feeds into something about it's the whole we're doing it again. Is it happening again thing? I'm probably wrong, but I think I loved it just as much. Anyway,
I cried in it. I cried in the Villa 3-2.
So man,
that made me cry.
Just the stadium. The whole thing was insane. Anyway. Guys, going to end it there. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to Marcus. Thank you to Kevill. Thank you to John. Thank you to Louie for being absolute legends. In a bit, bye-bye. Have a wonderful evening. Go watch my attraction. Up the Blues. Treble winners. Bye-bye.